Yeah,
But
and so
what Michael said though, you know how close me and JK is.
Yeah.
So we talk all the time. So when Jalen went down, how Michael said, you know, like the whole community was saying, "Oh, Jalen's out. We're not going to be as good." JK told me it's going to take a minute to like get in the rhythm, get their rhythm together, because like he said, role players had to step up and they had to like get that star role or whatever. So you know, 4 or 5 games in, they finally started clicking. They started hitting shots and getting in the rhythm. And then one section was like, "What else you want?"
yeah,
You
you
know,
go out on top.
and that's true. And you know what? That's what I love. I'll just say this. I sent JK a DM and I said, you know what? After he's number 8 in scoring, you guys finished 3 in a row. You finished champions. That's what people need to realize, that, hey, you didn't lose no games in the tournament. You finished as a champion. You know what I mean? But I told him, I DM'd him, I said, you know what? You're like a Jay, a Lyndon, a Zach around here. Like, people can't never take that from you. You know what I mean? When you look up, you know, there's going to be this kid's not even born yet. They're going to see J.K. Thomas in how, you know, Zach and Jay and Lyndon are. So you should embrace that. You know what I'm saying? He said, thanks, coach, and everything. But, you know, when you realize it, and I even looked at that with a Juan, I look at you like that as well, like being they're special leaders through, you know, I'm a sports guy and I love marrying football. Very rarely, you know, you get your Anthony Mondays, you get your Mitchners, you know what I mean? You get your guys like that, but you're one of those special guys. And what I love about you, Michael, I've been following you since 4th or 5th grade. Woo! I've watched you in Juan. I was your very first coach. And Little League, you and son. That's all right. But as far as you, Michael, hey, boom. There it is. I need that picture too, bro. You got to take that picture and send it to me. I need that picture.
I got that.
I need that. But with you two, like both of you guys, man, have built yourself. I love the gym. I love going at it. You guys know how I am.
Right.
I love that you guys have bought into the weight room. Juan, you've changed your body. You look like a totally different man in a year and a half. And you too, Sabeezy. Michael, you've changed your body into something special. You know what I mean? Like, both of you guys are Division I to me. But just kind of talk about that, you know, buying in, and especially with, you know, with both of you as being, you know, not the biggest guys, but you got the biggest hearts.
Yeah, Juan, do you want to start?
Yeah, all right. So for me, you know, you already know how much work I put into football. Dedicated, never missed a practice, you know that. But going into college, I was actually considering not playing football. I was like, you know, in high school, the working the schoolwork and football, it was already rough. So going to college, the work's going to be even harder. Time management's going to be harder.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking not to play football. But then I talked to my mom, had a conversation with my family, and she told me she think I should play. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna do.
No doubt. And you, Michael, talk about you're one of the premier long snappers, I think, as a junior in the country, aren't you?
Yes, sir. So I'm ranked towards the top of my class. I'm a 4-star long snapper. I believe I'm 3rd in the state right now. And so with my grades the way they are, I've worked my butt off in the classroom, and I've got a 3.94 GPA and a 28 on my ACT. And so I was supposed to go to Princeton this spring before it got canceled, Harvard, some of these big schools that I would never have a chance to go to academically because of football. And a lot of the reason why that's happened is when I was younger, I'd always been around the game. And Marion coming up, like Coach Martin said, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I was a ball boy on the sidelines, learning from different coaches and learning everything. And so I really understood the game. And coming into my freshman year, and then my sophomore year, I ended up starting varsity center my sophomore year, and I wasn't where I needed to be physically. I should have been a little stronger. I should have been a little faster, but I was smart, so I could get away with it, and I could snap a ball.
Same with me.
Yeah. Junior year, though. Junior year, was the same thing. I put more effort into the weight room, but I still wasn't where I needed to be. In that first sectional game, I broke my leg, and being on that.
Let's talk about that. Not meaning to cut you off, but let's talk about, because I ran out there on the field and I had my hand in your hand and you was cussing up a storm. But I thought, in my mind, no. But so I tore my ACL and I came back. You'll find that you come back stronger after your injury than before. So talk to me about what that's brought to you as far as mental strength and even physical strength.
So it was huge. That time of my life so I broke my leg and I got to see us go on a semi-state run and then we lost. And that was hard. Then basketball, same thing. We start getting up, blew on the steam, our therapy's going good, we lose. Then I lost my grandmother, and it was all within the span of about 5 or 6 months. Mm-hmm. It was a crazy time for me in my life because it was a lot of influential things. I didn't know, one, whether I could play football again when I was on the hospital bed. Then they did a surgery where the guy told me, oh, you can, you can go play football today if you want to, if the pain wasn't that bad. And I didn't take my therapy serious. And it messed up a lot of muscle and tissue around my leg. And it affected me my junior year. I didn't get to play center because I didn't take the right steps in therapy the first time. Yeah. And it was a real wake-up call that, you know what, this isn't guaranteed. You're ranked as one of the top long snappers and your grades are this and that. And at the end of the day, it can all be taken from you. Yeah. So that really opened up my eyes. And I really started pushing myself in the weight room to change my body, to transform it. I'd always, wanted to be big, being a lineman. That's what the joke, we eat pancakes and we make pancakes, and a lot of high school linemen don't look like college linemen. I learned that going on my unofficial visits to all the schools around the summer. And what I learned is that, especially as a long snapper and as a lineman, I need to be core strong. I need to be able to move somebody and really work. Yeah. And so, leverage. I cut out sugar. I've eaten sugar since January. I cut out carbs recently, high protein, just really working to build my body. And through the injury, through everything I learned, that I've had to have 2 surgeries and be taken out of the game for long periods of time, missing camps, missing a lot of things. And learning, okay, this isn't guaranteed, and it's really given me a different perspective on the game, a different perspective, and just appreciation for everything.
Now let's move to graduation, mainly for Juan. But before we get to graduation, what's really getting to me, and what I want to kind of address is we've lost a couple of our classmates and students this year. Enrique, and we've lost a couple others. We just lost our friend Jacob the other day. I knew both of those guys, and it's kind of hit me a little bit because me and Jacob, we would talk all the time. We talk about mopeds, we talk about football, we stuff like that. He'd send me DMs. He's trying to get right, but he just couldn't. So I've still got him. I got him in my heart. But just talk about the importance of staying focused. Because we're talking to the world out there. As we wrap up, just the importance of just staying focused, and then Juan, just kind of what the graduation plans are. What does the school have as a graduation plan for you guys?
All right, so we lost more than just them 2. We lost a couple other ones this year, but Jacob, this past week we lost him. He played football with us all the way up from boys club to high school. He didn't play the last 2 years, but he started off with us, so that was a big hit for us. And Enrique, grew up with him. He was a really good friend actually, and I remember the whole situation with that.
It was after a Kokomo game.
Yeah. Kokomo night. It was about midnight, and my sister called me and was telling me about it, and I was like, no, there ain't no way. And then I get on social media, his sister posting about it, and I'm like, man, I hope he pulls through. And then we got another text that said he was gone. So that really hit me hard. I feel like that hit Marion hard.
It did.
And it definitely brought class of 2020 together more, just to make us realize how you should take life on. Like everything can happen in a second. Yeah. So you just shouldn't take anything for granted. And so yeah, that really made us focus and try to keep our head on straight. So like you said, focus is a big thing. You got to be mentally focused. You got to say no to drugs. Really, that's really the main thing.
That's really it.
Everybody wants to party. Everybody wants to go out and smoke, drink, and then that stuff leads to other stuff. Though it goes from smoking weed all the way up to doing the hardcore drugs. So just you gotta be focused now.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it
at all. No, it ain't.
Nope.
But now to the graduation part, they sent out like a multiple choice thing to all the seniors and the options that we had. So one was like a parade we could have May 31st where we just drive around Marion and then we get our diplomas mailed to us, or we can do one online, or we can come back in like September, homecoming weekend, and then on that Sunday have like a regular graduation, cap and gowns and everything.
That wouldn't be bad.
So what they're planning on doing is on May 31st, give us virtual graduation, like pictures and stuff, and like telling everybody who graduated online and stuff, and then us coming back for homecoming weekend to graduate, like actual ceremony.
Well, that sounds like, it. What I noticed for me is how a month ago, who would have thought? 2 months ago, who would have thought? Now everything is just. It seems like day to day it's changing. Now we're going to have to put on masks every day, but they're open in this city and blah, blah, blah. We just have to, it's going to have
when
to
it
pray.
When it first happened, I was just saying, like, this ain't nothing serious. They said we was going to get like 2 weeks off of school. I was like, bet. We get a little vacation, and it was the next week was spring break, so we get 3 weeks off. So I was excited. And then it started extending, and then I remember I was working with my dad, and my mom sent me the link where it said Indiana schools were closed for the rest of the year, and that really hurt. Like my last year, the last quarter, just taken away from us. So yeah, looking good at all.
Definitely an adjustment. Something you'll never forget. Something we'll never forget going forward. We'll always look back to 2020. Like I didn't graduate like everybody else did. My basketball season, the whole people fighting over toilet paper and. Going on this one doorway at Walmart, it's just crazy, But I think you two guys, I keep reiterating that, I've always thought highly of you guys academically, socially. I mean, you guys bring people together, You always heard me say leaders lead, you know what I mean? Yeah. Don't follow the next man, be the first one to do it, I don't see nobody doing what I'm doing, be the first ones to do it, make them follow you. Don't follow after nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Just leave those lessons. And like you said, just say no, stay out of the bull crap, you know what I mean? Things like that. But what I want to do is I want to expand on this, and I want coaches up here talking about their experiences. I want students and athletes from other county schools here, Eastbrook, Madison, Grant, Oak Hill, Miss Centerwall. I want those guys in here as well. So if you know anybody, I want to do this again. We can throw it on there. We can have 1,000 people on here if we want to. So, and wrapping it up, I just want to thank JuanCarlos Ramirez, senior at Marion High School, and junior Michael Seabold for joining me today on the Zoom podcast. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.